This is Julie McDonald with Microcom Technologies, and I'd like to thank all of you for attending today's webinar with TP-Link. Today's host is Shervan Safa, and he is their distribution sales manager, and he'll be today. If anyone has any questions, please submit them in the question box, and Shervan will be able to answer them at the end of today's presentation. Shervan, thank you so much for being with Microcom today. We greatly appreciate it and are looking forward to your presentation. I'm finished for now, so please go ahead and take it on over.
Thank you, Julie, and thank you to the Microcom team for allowing me to present today. So today's presentation will be Omada by TP-Link, a complete Omada product overview. So let's go ahead and get started. To start with, who is TP-Link? First and foremost, TP-Link is based in Irvine, California. Within our Irvine campus, we do have an in-house pre-sales support team, post-sales support team, along with our marketing team. With that being said, we do have a local and national sales team, with all our inventory being stored in our California warehouse in Chino Hills. So why choose TP-Link? It is a unified solution that simplifies IT management with seamlessly integrated technologies for effortless and connectivity and security. We have a centralized management platform for streamlined operations and scalability. This will help simplify deployments and management for businesses of all sizes. TP-Link is the manufacturer, and such we have a vertically integrated manufacturing and supply chain, which allows us for cost-efficient production along with competitive pricing with high-quality solutions. We do have 28 years of network expertise, which allows us for proven reliability innovation that is built on TP-Link's legacy. Not only that, we do have a less than 1% defective rate on our B2B products. So we're able to reduce production costs without sacrificing quality. And what makes TP-Link special is our worry-free tech support and warranty. We do have an in-house support team for all Omada support cases. And we do offer training with our OCNA certification to maximize product potential. In addition, we do have an extended product warranty. So now I'm going to be talking about our complete Omada lineup. So we're going to talk about the Omada product portfolio to start. Within our Omada product portfolio, we do have our access points, which are ceiling, wall, outdoor bridges, Wi-Fi 7, APs as well. When it comes to switches, we have a robust switch line ranging from 5 ports up to 48 port PoE and non-PoE switches, whether it's unmanaged or managed, Ethernet or fiber. These switches range from gigabit to 10 gigabit. Additionally, we do have layer 2 plus, and layer 3 switching. From our gateways, we do have a robust range of gateway selections that you could choose from, whether it's gigabit, multi-gigabit, or 10 gigabit, failover and non-failover routers with multi-WANs and LANs. With our accessories, we do have media converters, modules, transceivers, PoE adapters, whether it's PoE plus, PoE plus plus, or PoE plus plus plus. So now I'm going to go into our controller. This is the software platform, or SDN controller, where you can manage Omada devices. What is the core benefits of Omada? It is a centralized management platform, simplifies multi-site deployments, wide range of products for various installation needs with our access point switching and gateways depending on the business vertical, and features designed for easy installation and maintenance such as PoE extend and reboot, zero touch provisioning, and management from desktop, mobile, or app. So Omada is a unified platform by TP-Link. which is one platform where you could host hardware, software, and cloud-based controllers. In addition, we have our mobile apps that we can use, such as Omada app, Omada Navi, or Omada Guard, and system tools such as Omada Design Center and Omada Config tools. Within these controllers and under one platform, we have many devices. For our Omada APs, we have campus, ceiling, outdoor, wall, bridge, and PON. For our switches, we have campus, aggregation, Access Max, Access Pro, Access Plus, Access, Agile, and unmanaged. And lastly, our gateways, we have campus, large scale, middle scale, and small scale. I'll go into these devices a little bit more in detail on the later slides. But I did want to highlight our Omada Cloud Essential Controller. This is a free-to-use cloud controller with no licensing costs or recurring costs. What that means is customers can go ahead and purchase the one-time hardware cost, manage these devices on a free cloud platform where they're allowed to have zero-touch provisioning, where they can pre-configure the device beforehand and ship it onto site. And the management scale on our free cloud controller is unlimited. What that means is you could host multiple sites with many devices all on one controller. So I'm going to speak a little bit more about our on-prem and cloud-based controllers. So we have two types of cloud-based controllers, like I just mentioned, Omada Cloud Essentials, which is easy setup, use, free to use, no recurring costs, and exists entirely on the cloud. We do have our Omada Cloud Standard, which allows for more advanced functions for professional and comprehensive network settings. The cost for our Omada Cloud Standard is $9.99 MSRP per device per year. Secondly, we do have our on-premise controllers, which is what we call our hybrid cloud controllers. First, we have our on-prem hardware controller, where you don't need to host the controller. It will be live on-premise with free management cloud capabilities. And our Omada software controller, where there is no need for a hardware investment, but there is flexible on-premise and free cloud management. So the difference between a cloud standard versus cloud essentials is one, high flexibility, more network configuration settings and security strategies, more monitoring and maintenance functions, and richer portal authentication methods. I did want to showcase our good, better, and best for our Wi-Fi 7. So as you can see, we priced our Wi-Fi 7 APs competitive towards our Wi-Fi 6. We believe the transition from Wi-Fi 6 to Wi-Fi 7 should not cost a high premium for customers. With that being said, we do have our EAP 723, which is our standard entry level APE access point that is 2x2 with 2.5 gig port, and that is PoE plus powered. And we have our EAP 772, which is a 2x2x2 and a 2.5 gig port as well. And lastly, the EAP 773, which is a 2x2x2 and a 10 gig port. But I did not want to forget about our Wi-Fi 6 access points, which we have our EAP 613, which is a 2x2, 1 gigabit port, EAP 653, which is a 2x2, 1 gigabit port. And lastly, the EAP 673, which is a 2x4 and a 2.5 gigabit port. So as you guys can see, the price difference between our Wi-Fi 6 and Wi-Fi 7 products are interchangeable. I did want to mention our wall access plates. This is great for a hospitality setting, which is our EAP 615 wall, 655 wall, and our newly released EAP 725 wall, which is Wi-Fi 7 and multi-gig. All these access points all have PoE out as well, so you could power on PoE devices with these access points. Lastly, our Omada access point category will be our outdoor APs, which includes our 625 outdoor, which is a high density access point with external antennas, which is IP68 rated, EAP 650 outdoor, and our newly released Wi-Fi 7 EAP 772 outdoor. All these APs are omnidirectional. The Wi-Fi 7 does come with a 2.5 gig port. So now I'm going to talk a little bit more about our full portfolio of switches. So let's go ahead and start with the top, which is our campus series of switches. The target for this is small, medium enterprise and vertical industries. The key feature is the stackable L3 switching. Under that would be our aggregation, Access Max, Access Pro, Access Plus, and Access switching, which is the target customer base is SMB, where you have full fiber switches for SMB aggregation, 10 gig copper switch for flagship Wi-Fi 7 APs, 2.5 gig switches for Wi-Fi 6 and entry-level Wi-Fi 7 APs, gigabit ports with 10 gig uplinks switch for entry-level Wi-Fi 6 APs, gigabit switch for cost-effective access, and then our agile switches, where these are easy to manage, where you can manage on our cloud environment. Best case scenarios for surveillance installers who need to plug into a camera. And lastly, our unmanaged switches, designed for small businesses and SOHO. They're just plug and play for small businesses and SOHO. I'm gonna go a little bit more into our switch modeling now. First is our Omada aggregation switches with full fiber ports for SMB. These provide a convenient full 10 gig uplink for an integrated Omada SDN solution along with cloud centralized management. We have the 8-port fiber switch, 16-port fiber switch, 32-port fiber switch, and the 20 ports fiber switch with 4 gigs, 10 gig uplinks. We do have our Omada Access Max 10 gigabit switches for SMB, which provides convenient full 10 gig link for an integrated Omada SDN solution and centralized management to meet the demands of connecting 10 gig AP, NIC, NAS, and server. So if you look on the far left, we have the SX3206 HPP. Up and to the right, these are all PoE++ switching. Aside from the SX3832, which is one of our higher end switching. So now we'll go ahead and talk about our Access Pro switches. These are multi-gig switches that provide 25 gigabit ports with a 10 gig uplink for an integrated Omada SDN solution and centralized management. Within here, you do have, when the switch says -M2, you know these are multi-gig switches. And we have the switch ranging from 8 ports all the way up to 24-port multi-gig switching. And now our Omada Access Plus switches, which is gigabit ports with 10 gig uplinks. These range from PoE to non-PoE, 28 ports to 48 ports. And all these switches are L2 plus managed. I'm going to talk about our Omada Access gigabit switches. These range from 8 ports all the way up to 48 ports, PoE and non-PoE as well. So we have different variations based on the business need. And lastly, our unmanaged switches, which ranges from 8 ports up into 48 ports. These are cost-effective plug-and-play switches. And on the far left, we do have a outdoor rated PoE switch, which is PoE++ in and 4 ports PoE+ out. I did want to speak about our good, better, best solution for our gateways. We do have the ER7206, this ER7412-M2, which is a multi-gig VPN router, and the ER8411 with a 10, which is a router with a 10 gig uplink. And here's a little bit more detail about our gateway lineup. The key things to know about our gateways is we do have multi-WAN and LAN ports throughout our gateway series, whether they're gigabit, multi-gig. In addition, we do have failover configurations for all our gateways. If you look at the ER706W on the far right, this is a wireless gateway that you could actually mesh with access points. And the ER706W-4G is a wireless gateway with a 4G SIM card slot backup. So if the primary connection fails, the 4G will kick in. Julie, that wraps up my presentation for today. The goal is to showcase our complete Omada product portfolio. And if there's any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer.
Thank you so much, Shervin. Yes, we greatly enjoyed that presentation, and I've got some questions here for you. Let's get started with the first one. Okay, here we go. Question number one. Beyond the EAP 772 outdoor, what other Wi-Fi 7 products did Omada unveil in 2025?
For their outdoor APs, that would be the only variation. We do have a few other models planning to be released later this year. For our ceiling APs, we do have the EAP 723, 772, and a few more APs we're planning to release this year as well. So this is only the beginning launch of our Wi-Fi 7 line. And additionally, the 725 walls are only wall AP. We'll be releasing further variations of that later on this year or hopefully next year, early next year.
Good. Thank you so much for that, Shervin. And on our next webinar, we can talk about that further. Next question here. Can you explain the AI features behind VG's cameras, like intrusion, loitering, and object detection, and how they reduce false alarms?
Yeah, no, that's a great question to answer. What I could do is send you a follow-up email with a more detailed response on our AI functionality within our VG product line.
Okay, fantastic. I'll look forward to that. Let's see, next question here for you. How is the free Omada Cloud Essentials package structured for easier network surveillance adoption and smaller deployments?
Yeah, another great question. First and foremost, when you log into our Omada cloud environment, you have an option to create a standard or essential controller. Once you click on Essential, which is the free to use cloud controller, the main benefit for it is zero touch provisioning. So all the user would need to do is plug in the serial numbers and it will automatically adopt those devices to the controller. Once those devices get an IP, it'll download those network configurations and connect to the cloud controller. So you have complete network visibility at no reoccurring costs.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Shervin. Next question here. With Omada Central, how easy is zero touch provisioning and automated recognition of new devices?
Yeah, I kind of just answered that on the last question as well.
Okay.
It's fairly straightforward. All you would need to do is enter the serial number. You go to device management and add new devices. You could do a bulk Excel file import or manually enter each serial number.
Thank you very much for that. Next question here for you. How does newly debuted EAP 772 Outdoor Wi-Fi 7 access point enhance outdoor wireless coverage and what features make it suited for harsh environments?
Yeah, absolutely. So the main feature for our Wi-Fi 7 outdoor is the 6 gigahertz along with the Wi-Fi 7 standard technology. But not only that, the harsh environments, our EAP 772 outdoor could be submerged in water, completely submerged in water for several minutes.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Sharon. Last question. If we go to your website, or anyone for that matter, can we easily find customer service support and tech support?
Absolutely. If you go to our recently designed OmadaNetworks.com website, you can easily go to our support section. For all Omada cases, there'll be a dedicated support.
Thank you very much for that. A lot of people ask that question, so I wanted to make sure and get that out there for you, or for everyone, actually. And Shervin, thank you very much for answering all of those questions for us today, and thank you to everyone for joining. And if anyone has any further questions, of course, please feel free to contact your sales rep or email us at sales@microcomtech.com. And if you wish to review any of the products mentioned or shown today, please remember that this webinar presentation has been recorded and will be uploaded to our Microcom YouTube channel so we can all view it again, which I know I like to do that sometimes. Thank you, Shervin. I appreciate your time today, and I hope everyone enjoyed it. Have a fantastic day, everybody.
Thank you. It was my pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.